Good morning and welcome to your daily morning horoscope for Friday, July 10th, 2026, Aries. A good tactic for the day would be to convert your fears into motivation for positive action. There's a great deal of energy at your disposal, so don't waste it. Be aware that it's one of those times when the smallest comment or insult could set off a huge chain reaction. People are quite emotionally charged, so be careful where you step. Taurus, you're likely to face conflicting reports today. Information may be tainted with emotion, so be careful about going with the choice that shouts the loudest. You may be getting secretly pigeonholed into a place where you won't want to be, and heed the internal warnings you receive. This is a good day to do things passionately. Take care of any detective work that needs to be done. Gemini, you may be seduced by fantasies, promises, and other wonderful things that face you today. But beware of anything that lots the bells and whistles. There may be a great deal of talk, but not much substantial information for the wonderful claims. Don't be surprised if people with intense emotions are stepping out to put up with the 2 cents about how you should run your life. Cancer, people are apt to be quite emotional when it comes to appearances they wish to project today, so be careful where you step. It's your job to see through any trendy makeup and fashion that hides the true personalities of the people who insist on wearing this mask. The key is not to be fooled by those who hide behind the facade, merely just embrace them for who they are. Leo, don't be surprised if some of your fantasies and dreams are put on trial today by a harsh force that cuts right to the truth. People are apt to be extra passionate about things. Most aren't going to be impressed with Disney escape plans. You can try your normal speech of simply ramming ahead with your plans, but a better approach might be to just be more strategic. Virgo, you've reached an emotionally climatic point now, and you could find some harsh opposition coming at you for no apparent reason. There is a stubborn, strong, oppressive force today, and you should be aware that the more rigid your viewpoint, the harder it will be for any resolution. Compromise is an essential virtue for the day. Libra, be careful not to be too cavalier today. It would be wise to adopt a more serious tone than the one you normally have. You might be inclined to be careless with your words, but people are going to take you very literally. Make sure you say things that you actually mean. Your attention to fashion and pop culture may conflict with a force that's asking you to focus on things of deeper spiritual value. Scorpio, you have the sensitivity to pick up on what's going on in everyday situations. What you're apt to find are powerful emotions coming into conflict with extremely strong opinions. Welcome to the battle between the head and the heart. On this day, you might be more apt to side with your heart. Realize that this arena is quite heated and the forces at work are extremely stubborn. Sagittarius, the fantasy world that you've built for yourself is a pleasure to behold. People frolic in your world and have a grand time. Your presence delights people with pleasure. However, this world may be threatened by harsh realities coming in the form of electronic information. This force is powerful and apt to be quite erratic and spontaneous, so be prepared to stand your ground. Capricorn, it may be difficult to stay grounded today with all the information flying around and the emotions rolling in your heart. Try to not take things too seriously. This is the key in maintaining a level head throughout the day. Do things with passion and take care of any detective work that needs to be done. There are important facts coming to you from unexpected sources. Aquarius, you may get pushed around by every two powerful camps today. Since you're the kind of diplomatic and sensitive one, you may get the perfect target for more abrasive and opinionated people. You may want to side with the cold, hard facts presented to you. Although there's a great deal of emotional power stirring the pot, things may not be as clear as they seem at first glance. Pisces, you're apt to trend a bit more on the wild side today. There's a wave of powerful energy working to give strength to your ego and self-confidence. Use this to boost to your best of your ability. You'll need it. There is a strong fact-oriented force working to combat your aims. You'll find that it's equally powerful and stubborn, so cut through the fantasy and uncover the truth. This has been your daily morning horoscope for Friday, 10th July 2026. Do have yourself a great day.
Morning, guys. Friday's here. Absolutely WTF. Welcome to Friday. Well, if you know, you know. Today's Buzzy Friday. Today's Fantastic Friday. Today's, listen, find the winner Friday. But certainly it's a buzzy day today for us here in the island of St. Lucia. But this is where we welcome you to the morning show. It doesn't take away from the fact that we have to start on the right note. That's quite vital. And we understand that all too well around here. We understand the assignment. As usual, we keep you updated. We go to the Attorney's Department and we find out what's happening in and around us.
Good morning. Time now for the news. My name is Timothy Polio. With grocery bills, fuel prices, and everyday expenses continuing to strain household budgets across the Caribbean, regional leaders say tackling the cost of living crisis remains one of their highest priorities. At the 51st CARICOM Heads of Government meeting, leaders shared the measures already being used in their respective countries, while acknowledging that lasting relief will depend on making the region less vulnerable to global economic shocks.
We suffer these shocks mainly because a lot of what we consume we import. But we have come to realize, well, at least from St. Kitts and Nevis' perspective, that the fundamental issue is energy. And we've also recognized that we don't have an energy issue. We have an energy harnessing issue. We have wind, we have solar, we have geothermal, and we have wave. And we have started to invest heavily in these.
To shield vulnerable citizens from rising inflation, the Barbadian government is rolling out direct financial relief alongside new digital tools for everyday shoppers. It was noted that several of the measures taken by heads relate to the reduction of taxes on fuel imports and making adjustments to the cost of freight. The future of the Caribbean Citizenship by Investment Program is facing renewed scrutiny as the European Union pushes participating countries to dismantle the schemes by 2028 or risk tougher visa restrictions. But St. Lucia's Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre says the region has weathered international pressure before and is confident it can do so again.
So regardless of what we do, if Europe decides that they don't want us to have a CIP program, that's what is going to happen. Each country has its own domestic policies, and for their own reasons that is decided by Europe, by countries in Europe, that they do not want a CIP program. There's literally nothing we can do under these circumstances. But we're going to follow all what they've asked us to do.
The EU's latest action adds to restrictions already imposed by the United Kingdom, Ireland, and the United States. Despite a growing uncertainty surrounding the CBI programs in Antigua and Barbuda, St. Lucia, St. Kitts and Nevis, Dominica, and Grenada, Prime Minister Pierre remains resolute, drawing parallels to previous trade disputes that affected the region's agricultural exports. The European Union has formally reaffirmed its partnership with the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States. Ambassador Fiona Ramsey presented her credentials to OECS Director General Dr. Didicus Jules during a virtual ceremony on July the 2nd, pledging continued cooperation on climate resilience, renewable energy, digital connectivity, and sustainable ocean governance. Ambassador Ramsey notes that Europe is part of the Caribbean through French territories like Martinique and Guadeloupe, making close cooperation both natural and essential. She also announced that the EU delegation to Barbados will become a reinforced regional delegation from September, coordinating the global gateway strategy across the Caribbean. Both leaders committed to aligning EU investments with the OECS development strategy, expanding opportunities for Eastern Caribbean people through innovation and sustainable development. Finally, from us this morning, before the celebrations hit full swing, health officials are reminding carnival revelers on the island that having fun should never come at the expense of their safety. As the season ramps up, the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Nutrition is urging patrons to celebrate responsibly by drinking in moderation, staying hydrated, avoiding substance abuse, and making smart choices that protect both themselves and others.
Our weather in St. Lucia, our climate, it can be hot, and alcohol is a substance that dehydrates the body. So we want to remind persons to drink a lot of water so that they will not suffer from dehydration, from alcohol, and so on. We want to tell persons too that in these large crowds, it's to stay aware and, to know or to be able to follow their drinks.
Mr. Paul says a few simple precautions can make all the difference. And that's the news. Thank you so much for watching and listening. My name is Timothy Polio. Join us at noon for our next News Major, the Lunchtime Report. Good morning.
Our news department, ever so efficient. Thank you, guys. We'll be back. Stay with us. Well, guess what? Something innovative, something quite never been attempted before, but is happening right here in St. Lucia. Groundbreaking, you could say that, because never been done in St. Lucia, or I think we can go a little safely, go a little further and say never been done in the region. And we know that HAPA recently launched, but they have decided, listen, we are going all in with this, and we are not going to be silenced anymore. We are not going to be just sitting on the sideline and allow our persons to, frame us and put us where they want. We are part of society, and it's about time we start normalizing that. So they're getting involved. They're getting involved in spaces where you don't normally will hear about people on the spectrum getting involved, so that we could drive that point home. Right here at Serenity Park, come tomorrow, they'll be having a wonderful get-together here with persons on the spectrum. They'll be getting together, having a wonderful little party happening right here. And then come Sunday, they will be joining the kids, and parents of kids on the spectrum will be joining the Kids Parade, the Junior Parade for Lucian Carnival 2026. Dr. Samuel and her team are definitely serious about not being left out, normalizing that, hey, we are part of this. Stop treating us like we're something else, and here we are back again, because we've been hearing a lot of buzzes on the ground, a lot of skepticism, a lot of, okay, how will that work? And the Carnival Band, of course, again, to go beyond. And when we talk in inclusion, well, yeah, we talk inclusion, but sometimes we're very surface-based with the thing. Let us really talk inclusion.
Exactly.
One of our biggest cultural showpiece. If you want to make a statement about inclusion, get persons on the spectrum in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Inclusion is for all, not for some.
Absolutely.
Exactly. We are not to be ostracized or left out because you cannot accommodate us. We are not to be made into people that we are not, so that others can be comfortable with.
Absolutely.
We are autistic. We love being autistic. I say we, because I am.
We are on the spectrum.
So we are autistic and we love being autistic. Just accommodate us. So this initiative is about accommodating us, and to show that we can be included in community activities in St. Lucia.
You belong.
We belong.
Absolutely. You've got your PhD. We're going to come to the math camp in a while, because you're brilliant in maths, and math, of course, we see how much persons struggle with mathematics, and you're a lecturer in that regard as well. So
exactly.
You belong. Yeah, and you belong just as normally with the flow as any other person.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we're on the road. This weekend, we're on the road with the young ones. How does it work? Break it down for us. What is going to happen? Some people are skeptic. Of course, there's going to be provision made because people are, they're sensitive to sound. So most of them are sensitive to sound. So how is that? It's a band and it's going to have music. How is that going to work?
So we have two events. There's one on Saturday, which is a private event. We call it a carnival social at Serenity Park, because there are some children who will not be participating in the band, but they wanted to experience carnival. So we have that at Serenity Park. We have Calypsonians performing. Actually, the KPT and TOT, they're partnering with us pro bono. They are coming because they are understanding the initiative and they are applauding our efforts. So they are coming, performing. We also have some autistic person performing also, and we have face painting, games, arts and crafts. So that's on Saturday. And then Sunday is the Kiddies Carnival.
Absolutely. Heard you had about numbers about 65?
Yes, about 63.
Wow.
The children will be jumping with their parents.
Understandably.
So our band is called Spectrum Warriors.
Absolutely.
Spectrum Warriors, and with accommodations in place. What type of accommodations we are looking for? We'll be the first band on the road.
Right.
We will not be competing, by the way.
No.
Our goal is to promote inclusion. We may compete later, maybe
Yes.
in later years, but now our goal is to show that we can be included.
Yes.
So we're the first band on the road. Other bands are coming from Serenity Park to the stage, but we are coming from the Bank of St. Lucia
Okay.
to the stage. So it's a shorter route. And then we'll be on the stage for about 20 minutes and so on. What are the accommodations we have? So we have a smaller truck with a sound system, and he knows that it is autistic individuals, so the sound cannot be too loud.
Right.
But to combat that, I also brought down noise-canceling headphones. So the
right.
children will wear these headphones for those who cannot take the sound. We have some who can, but some who can't.
Right.
We also have sunglasses because it's bright light. Hopefully it does not rain. So hopefully we have bright sunshine. So they will be wearing sunglasses because some of them are sensitive to light as they are to sound. I spoke about the shorter parade route. We have a medical staff with us.
Absolutely.
So the doctor and nurse will be there just in case anything happens. We have an air-conditioned bus.
Nice.
So if they cannot walk the route, they can go into there. And we have sensory toys. Fidgets that they can have in their hands and hold as they parade and dance. And they're just going to be themselves. This is going to be really emotional.
You're so passionate, and we can feel it.
I am, because they can dance as they want to. They can be themselves and enjoy Carnival in their own way.
Just like everybody else.
Yeah, we're not changing them.
So we're looking forward to this. So Saturday, Sunday, we will be outside because we have a mission and we're going to achieve it.
Exactly.
Big up to HAPA.
Thank you so much.
HAPA, what is Spectrum?
Spectrum Warriors.
I love it. We'll be cheering you guys on. Certainly we will. Right, well, the buzz is on and it's Friday, and on Friday we like to bring you a little bit of the action because, we're not in a bubble, absolutely not in a bubble. So every weekend comes around, we kind of give you a little heads up what's going on the weekend. Quite a lot is happening on the national stage, but you know what we can't ignore is that, the role that, local promoters play in sustaining our product as well. A lot of the time, sometimes we miss the opportunity to understand what it is that when local promoters add their events to the entire mix, it really does create an add to the full-on product. So you can't ignore them, The fact is, they're around, and there's this young, Bree has been a young lady that we've been following for a long time. She's a wonderful singer. She's got some vocals, man. And, it's just somebody we love. And, we wanted to give her some strength. She and her father, .com Sounds, they've been at it doing promotions for quite some time. But even more so for me, I being from the Sister Isle of Grenada, having events where we can share our talents and our creativities, I think that culture sharing is important to me. So I thought I would have given Bree a little highlight, she and her father and .com Songs, on their event. It's like about 10 years or so now they've been doing that Warz, and they're back at it again, and they've got some beautiful cast members who is adding on to the energy and the environment. Bree, Warz is definitely back, and we've added again another local promoter, adding your own, well, I could say spice this time.
Of course,
yes, I
yes,
definitely
you can.
could say adding your own spice to the Carnival product this year.
Of course.
A young promoter. Tell me a little bit about your journey getting into promotion. What is it been like? You look like you just fall into the thing and you get right to the top, because last year.
To be honest, I'm more of like an assistant because my parents are exactly.
Your dad.
So my dad is the one really spearheading everything, but I assist him a lot with, the goings, the ins and outs. Of course, Warz is in its 10th year.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. It started when I was 16. Can you imagine that?
Absolutely.
At that time, I was not allowed yet. But
Absolutely.
Now I'm in the business and I'm assisting him. We have the Odyssey. That's our whole brand for this year. We want it to be almost like a refresher sort of thing. We want to ensure that all of our patrons have an excellent time. We have 2 artists coming in, one from Guadeloupe, Mimi.
Yeah,
so
Mimi,
picked
oh,
their
yeah,
start, right?
yeah.
And of course, we have the Grenadian Jab Jab King, Muddy, on his way here as well. So we have two amazing artists who will be gracing our stage. And of course, we have an amazing lineup of DJs who will be shelling down the place from 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. the next day.
Right. Now, I'm going to ask you a question because we are lining now. It's one thing, it's a party, it's a thing. We might think we're promoting a fete. We're not promoting a fete per se.
Yeah.
But how important it is, you think? We talk a lot about Caribbean integration,
of course,
right? Having organizations like yours, you know, in different islands that gets to share the culture. That's like a culture share because, you know, can bring in a Grenadian artist, a next promoter in Grenada, we get to bring in a promoter, especially in these times, do way more than just put on an event. We're actually helping and assisting into what we are trying to achieve as a Caribbean region.
We're hosting CARICOM this year, and that's a perfect example of that. We're having our own culture being spread over there, and of course theirs coming over here. It's an amazing thing because even with the French persons last year who were here, because we had 1T1 from Guadeloupe, we had a number of French persons who came to enjoy the event. And I'm walking through the event and I'm hearing French. I don't know what they're saying, but it's an amazing experience to see how everybody just amalgamated and had a good time, regardless of maybe the cultural barrier or the language barrier there may have been. So that's something we can look at.
Yeah.
I mean,
it is already been done. It's just a matter of focusing on what it is that when a promoter puts on it, highlight a little bit
make
more.
it a little easier. Maybe incentivize as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Support them, maybe financially to cover the costs.
That's true, because it's part of the
hint,
thing.
hint, wink,
Listen,
wink,
hint, wink, wink. But we're definitely in Water Wars. Are we doing the things again? I had one from last year. I don't know where it's going.
Of course. So as soon as you enter, you will be getting your water guns, your branded memorabilia. We have cups. We have a little surprise here and there. Of course, it's our 10th year, so there will be surprises. Last year, our patrons were freaking out because at the end of the event, we had fireworks and all of that going on. So you could expect things of that nature. You can expect maybe a couple prizes, you know. Maybe. I'm not sure.
Absolutely. You know. Well, we are looking forward to that. How can we follow What Was You on Instagram?
Of course. So you could go onto our page, .com/sounds. There you can find all of the information for all of our events because we host more than just Water Wars. But right now we're focusing on that one because it's on Saturday.
Absolutely.
So come out in your numbers. Tickets are only $120. They used to be $60. Those were sold out. That was our first year. They're $120 now, and you will pay more at the door. So take advantage of the second tier of tickets. Again, $120, and I hope to see you there.
Absolutely.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this morning's SocaCize session. Leading the wine, we have Sarah, Laurie, and Shani. Let's get ready to sweat with SocaCize. For this morning's workout, we will be doing a wine and tone routine to In Stock by Vibes Cartel. Let's go. So we're going to begin knee, knee, roll, sit. 3, 2, 1, and. Get those knees up. 4 more. 4. 3. 2. Last one. Our arms, 3 of them. 3, 2, hold. 3, 2, hold. 3, 2. We're gonna kick and roll. Kick and roll. Low impact, you're following Laurie. You can give me it low, that's fine. 3 more. 2. Last one. Left side, knee. Four more. Our arms for 3. 3. Last one. Kick.
Wine see me baby. Kick out your foot away, you have him stop. Just tight and right, tell you have him stop. Just good, tell you have him stop. Just tight and right, tell you have him stop. Kick out your foot away, you have him stop. Just tight and right, tell you have him stop. Just good, tell
Last
you have
one.
him stop. Just tight and right, tell you have him stop. We go in a delight, happy nice like it would. Set you by your need, na fi score. Set the ballador when you wine, watch it roll. Girl, you a me queen, a me wife.
4 more.
Give your money for your spree, give your right for your rule. Could do be for free every night. Sachi fi Sachi, be your fi be your. Chanel fi Chanel, put a two.
Pump it. 3.
Tell you what, hotter than the rest. Tell you better than the rest. No girl can't test.
Kick.
Kick out your foot away, you have him stop. Just tight and right, tell you have him stop. Just good, tell you have him stop. Just
4 more.
tight and right, tell you have him stop.
4.
Kick out your foot away, you have him stop.
3.
Tight and right, tell you have him stop.
2.
Good, tell you have him stop.
1.
Tight and right,
End.
tell you have him.
That was this morning's session. Thank you for choosing to flaunt with SocaCize. We hope that you're feeling sexy, sultry, and strong.
Well, there you go. That is our show. That's where we pull the curtains down on the weekend, on another week, and we're grateful. We're absolutely grateful that God brought us through here. So we're giving thanks, but at the same time, you know, we're encouraging you to go on out and, you know, whatever it is you choose to do within the space of the weekend, be graceful, yeah? Give yourself a little grace. Be mindful, be responsible. Yes, take responsibility. You be responsible. Yes, it's action time. You're out there, but you got to check on yourself. Make sure that you know your limits when you go out there and you're liming and you're doing things of that nature. And as we go on off, I wanted to segue a little bit. I don't know. I saw this online. There's this site that was posting things that are illegal in, well, sort of like an information kind of platform. And they were pointing out things that are illegal in some of the Caribbean islands. And I didn't know that. So I'm going to share it. I'm not saying that it's fact. I want to share it. And the Lucian's going to let me know if that's actually true. They say it is illegal to enter a plantation with a lit torch to hunt crabs in St. Lucia. I don't know. I'm asking. But it's stated there on the Mark Zuckerberg, whatever his name, internet. It's stated there, it says it's illegal to enter a plantation with a lit torch to hunt crabs in St. Lucia. You're going to let me know if that's the thing, you know, and I like crabs, so let me know what's going on. Enjoy your weekend. Like I said, be safe, and God's willing, we'll be back again in each other's company on Monday. We look forward to this.